Hello students. So today I am going to start a new chapter from M2 of 12th standard, that is probability distribution. So in 10th standard as well as in 11th standard we learn about the basic terms in probability, that is random experiment, then event such as. But in this chapter we are going to see some new terms. So the concept of probability is associated with the possible outcomes of random experiment, and the number obtained from an outcome of a random experiment can take a different value for different outcomes, and such a number is nothing but the variable, and its value is depends on the outcome of the random experiment. So therefore it is called as a random variable, and it is denoted by the capital X, capital Y, etc. So in this chapter we are going to learn about the random variable. So there are two types of random variable. A random variable is also denoted by RV, R for random and V for variable. So the first type is the discrete random variable, and the second one is the continuous random variable. So this discrete random variable we also denoted by DRV, that is discrete random variable. So the definition of the random variable, that is discrete random variable: a random variable is said to be a discrete random variable if the number of its possible value is finite, or in short we can also define it, that is the anything which we can count. So underline this word, that is count. Anything which we can count is nothing but the DRV. For example, number of children in the family, number of attempts to hit a target, number of heads in tossing a coin thrice, number of stars in the sky, etc. So these are the examples of discrete random variable. And the next one is the continuous random variable, that is CRV. A random variable is said to be the CRV if the number of its possible value is infinite, or anything, in shortcut definition, that is anything which we can measure is nothing but the CRV. So see the difference between these two words, count and the measure. So count means we can count it by counting our fingers, and measure means here we are given some example, that is age of person. So age of person, here we measure it, we can't count it. Also the height of a person in centimeter, then the life of electronic components, price of commodity, the weight of students, and temperature of city, speed of the vehicle, etc. Next, the important concept, that is a PMF. It is also called as the probability mass function. So for a function to become a PMF, there are two conditions. So the first one, that is the individual probability should be positive. A function to become a PMF means probability mass function is a function in which follows the following conditions. So first one is the individual probability should be positive, and the second one, that is the summation of probability of x should be 1. So summation of all probabilities should be 1. Then this function is called as a PMF. So these are the two conditions for a function to become a PMF. So remember this one. The first one is individual probability should be positive, and second one, that is the summation of all probabilities should be 1. Next we are going to learn some formulas here. Next one about the CDF, that is cumulative distribution function. So the PMF and CDF both are associated with the DRV. So here we are going to see one example how to find out the CDF, that is cumulative distribution function. So whenever you are given the table, or whenever in example you see the word that is distribution function or probability distribution, we have to draw this table like this one. So this x denotes the random variable, then p of x, the PMF is always denoted by like this one, that is p of x, and the CDF, that is cumulative distribution function, is always denoted by f of x, that is capital F of x. Suppose the random variable containing the number 1, 2, 3, and the probability of this function is half. For this it is 1/4, and for third it is 1/4. If we take the addition of these three numbers, that is half plus 1/4 plus 1/4. So 1/4 plus 1/4, it is 2/4, that is half. Half plus half, it is 1. So it is a probability mass function, that is PMF. So you know the condition or property for this PMF, that is the sum of all the probabilities should be 1. So here the addition is 1. Now how to calculate the CDF, that is cumulative distribution function. So for counting this CDF, just we have to write down this half as it is, then take the cross addition. Half plus 1/4, it is 3/4. Again 3/4 plus 1/4, it is 4/4. The answer is 1. So for the function to be a CDF, the last column is always must be a 1. So next the new terms are there, that is expected value. So this expected value is also called as the middle value, or it is also called as the average value, it is also called as the mean, or it is also called as the expectation. So all these are the similar words. So any this word is used in your example. So it is denoted by the letter, that is E of x, or it is also denoted by the mu, or it is also denoted by the x bar. So all these are the similar symbols used for the expected value. And the formula for this one, that is E of x is equals to summation of xi into pi. So xi is nothing but this column, first column, and the pi is the column of this PMF, that is P of x. So here we have to take just product of these two and taking the addition. Summation means we have to take the product of these two numbers and addition of all these terms. So here is expected value is denoted by this formula. Next one is the variance, which is denoted by VAR in bracket x. The formula for finding the variance of x is E of x square minus E of x. E of x is nothing but the mean or expected value square. So here E of x square is denoted by again this formula, that is summation of xi square, since the term x is squaring. So xi square into pi, and the formula for E of x is summation of xi into pi bracket square. So this is all about the formula variance. Next one is the standard deviation, which is denoted by this symbol, which is called as the sigma, and the standard deviation SD, it is given by the formula, that is in root variance of x. So this is the formulas of all these new terms in the probability. So we start from the exercise 7.1. So see the example. Just I am going to start from the example number 2. So an urn means an utensil contains 5 red and 2 black balls. 2 balls are drawn at random, and the x denotes the number of black balls drawn. So what are the possible values of x? So here we are given the 5 red balls. So it is denoted by R1, R2, R3, R4 and R5, and 2 black balls, so B1 and B2. So we have to find out the sample space for this one. So how to find out? So just we have to take the pairs, because at a time 2 balls are picked up from this. So 2 balls are drawn at a random. So R1, R2, we have to make a pair of R1 with each. So R1, R2, R1, R3, next R1, R4, R1, R5. Similarly we have to finish this with R2, R2, R3, next R2, R4, R2, R5. After that R3, R4, R3, R5, then R4, R5, and after that the remaining term, that is with the B1 and B2, that is R1, B1 and R1, B2. Next R2, B1, R2, B2, R3, B1 and R3, B2, R4, B1 and R4, B2, then R5, B1 and R5, B2. So there are total 21 terms. Now see the random variable you are given in this example, that is, so how to find out, that is x denotes. So x is the random variable. So x is the random variable and it shows that is the number of black balls. X denotes the number of black balls. So here I read that is x is equals to number of black balls. So now we have to find out from this sample space. So at what positions we get the black balls. So see the probability of getting the black balls is either 0, or it is either 1, or it is either 2. So see here there are some terms where there is no any black ball. So there is zero possibility of getting black ball. Next one, then there is a possibility of getting either one ball. So see, in some cases you see that is here is single B, single B, single B. So there is possibility of getting one black ball, and there is also possibility of getting two black balls. So here is we getting the two black balls. So means either we get 0 times black ball, or 1 time black ball, or 2 times black ball. So here is your answer, that is 0, 1 and 2. So these are the possible values of x. Next, question number 3. State which of the following are not a PMF and give reason. So there are total 6 examples, out of which I am going to solve one. So in first table, so it is a distribution table. We already know that is a function is a PMF only when the individual probability is positive and the summation of each probability is 1. So these are the two conditions. So PMF of a random variable should have to satisfy the following condition: individual probability is positive and the summation of all probabilities should be 1. So in this example, see the probabilities. So every probability, individual probability is positive, so our first condition is satisfied. And the next one, you have to take the addition of all these probabilities. So 0.4 plus 0.4 plus 0.2, so here we get 1, and so it is a PMF. So similarly, you have to solve the remaining examples, because I am going to give you the answers of this one. So second one is not a PMF. Next, fourth and fifth also are not PMF, but the examples 1, 3 and 4, these are the PMF, means they are satisfying the given condition. Now we are going to see the question number 4. So find the probability distribution of, so you are given that is number 1, that is number of heads in 2 tosses of a coin. Next, the number of tails in simultaneous tosses of 3 coins, and the number of heads in 4 tosses of a coin. So 3 examples are there, just I am going to solve first and third. So see how to solve the first one. So number of heads in 2 tosses of a coin. 2 tosses of coin means 2 coins are tossed at a time. So you know the sample space when 2 coins are tossed simultaneously. So number of heads in 2 tosses of a coin means 2 coins are tossed. So sample space is HH, HT, TH and TT. So you learn it in the 10th standard. So here the number of S is equals to 4. Now you have to find out the number of heads. So we are given that is the variable, random variable, it is number of heads. So we have to find out from this the number of heads. So see in these examples, the chances of getting the heads is either 0, or we can get 1 time head, or we can get the 2 times 4 heads. So x takes the values, that is 0, 1 and 2. So when x is equals to 0, then x takes that is TT. In this case there is no any head. Next, there are 2 cases in which we get the 2 heads. So this is the second case when x is equals to 1. So number of x is 2, and when x is equals to 2, that is 2 times h. So there is only one case of getting 2 times h. So number of x is equals to 1. So we have to draw the probability distribution. So probability distribution means we have to draw this table. So here the values of x we have to write down, that is 0, 1, 2, and the probability of getting 0 times head is 1 by 4. So it is 1. So how we can find out the probability? So probability is number of x upon number of s. So 1 by 4. Then the probability of getting 1 time head, it is 2. So 2 by 4. So by reducing we get 1 by 2. And the probability of getting 2 times head is again 1. So 1 by 4. So this is the answer of the first one. Now we start to solve the example, or example 3 from the same question. That is the number of heads in 4 tosses of a coin, means a coin is tossed for 4 times. So in 10th standard or 11th standard we learn up to the 3 times coin is tossed, but in this case you have to toss it for the 4 times. So the sample space you have given here, or the sample space we get here, that is 4 times h, 3 times ht, hhth, htHH, t triple h, hhtt, htht, httH, thht, thth, tthh, h triple t, th double t, double tht, triple th, and 4 times t. So the total number of components are 16, so number of s is equals to 16. Now see what is the random variable. See again, the number of heads in 4 tosses of a coin. So we can easily find out the random variable because it started with the number of. So number of heads is our random variable, number of heads. So from this we have to find out these cases getting the number of heads. So after seeing this sample space, we can easily find out that x takes the values, that is there is a case where we don't get any head, so it is 0. Then there is a case of getting 1 head, then there is a case of getting 2 head, 3 heads, as well as 4 heads, and just we have to find out. So number of cases of getting 0 head, so it is only 1, that is, so we have to write down 1 by 16. 16 is the number of s. After that, the number of cases of getting 1 head. Now see, just we have to find out the 1 head. So see here how many cases are there. So here is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So there are 4 cases, so we have to write down 4 upon 16. After that we have to find out the cases of getting 2 heads. So see here 2 heads. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So there are 6 cases of getting 2 heads. So similarly we have to find out the remaining one. And so this is the end of this question number 4, and you have to solve the second one. So number of tails in simultaneous tosses of 3 coins, means 3 coins are tossed simultaneously, and we have to find out the, you are given that is the random variable is, you have to find out the number of tails. Now the question number 8. A random variable x has the following probability distribution. So you are given this table, and you have to find out the k, that is probability of x less than 3, probability of x greater than 4. So here first one, that is the probability of distribution. So you are given this probability distribution, means this is a PMF, and PMF means it satisfies the condition that is the summation of all probabilities is 1. So the sum of all these terms or probabilities must be 1. So here we write that is taking the sum of all these, which is equals to 1. So here how many k's, that is 9k we find here, plus 10 square, that is 7 plus 2 plus 1, that is 10 square. So 10k square plus 9k minus 1. So here we got the quadratic equation. So by solving this we get finally that is k is equals to minus 1 or k is equals to 1 minus 10. But the probability should not be negative, so k is equals to minus 1 is unaccepted, and so the value of k is 1 by 10. Now after that we have to find out the probability where x is less than 3. X is less than 3 means it is either less than 3, means we have to find out the numbers which are less than 3, means there are 3 numbers 0, 1 and 2. So here we write down p probability x is equals to 0 plus probability x is equals to 1 plus probability x is equals to 2. So x is equals to 0 we are given that is 0, 1 for 1 it is k, and for 2 it is 2k. So here we have to write down this, and the addition is 3k. Now we have to put down the value of k, just we find it here, that is 1 by 10, so our answer is 3 by 10. And the next one is the probability of x is greater than 4. So the numbers greater than 4 are 5, 6 and 7. So it is x is equals to 5, probability x is equals to 6, and it is x is equals to 7. And we have to just put down these values. So it is k square, then it is 2 square, and it is 7k square plus k. So by taking addition, we get the 10k square plus k. We putting the value of k, that is 1 by 10 square. 10 into 1 by 100 plus 10, so 2 by 10, so we'll get here the 1 by 5. So this is the example number 8. After that, we're going to see the example number 9. So find the expected value and the variance of x for the following PMF. So here are given this one, and now we have to find out the expected value and variance. So you know the formula for this one. So for this we have to draw the table in which first we write down the x. So this x and this x we denoted by xi for the formula, and then this probability we denoted by pi. So xi is the x, this part, then pi is the this part, that is p of x part. Next we have to take the product of this one, that is xi into pi. So you know the formula of expected value, that is e of x is summation of xi into pi. So we here consider the x as a xi and p of x as a pi. So take the product of these two. So minus 2 into 0.2 will get here minus 0.4. Similarly it is minus 0.3, and similarly we find it like this one. And after that we have to take the addition of this one. Here is 1 since it is a PMF, so addition of probability must be 1. Next one, the addition of xi into pi, we already take it, that is minus 0.05. We have to take the addition of this one. And the next one we have to find out the xi square into pi. But before that we split it into like this one, that is xi we have to write down for 2 times. So xi into pi, but we have to write down like this one. So xi into, we already find out the value of xi into pi, which is this one. So minus 0.4 and into xi, so xi is 2. So here we have to take the product of these two, and here we get 0.8, because minus 2 into minus 0.4, it is 0.8. Again minus 0.3 into minus 1 will get 0.3, and similarly we get the remaining values, and we need to take the addition of this one. Now from table we get that the summation of this xi into pi is minus 0.05, and the summation of xi square into pi is 2.25. So using the formula, that is e of x, that is expected value, is equals to summation of xi into pi, which we already find it, that is minus 0.05, and then the variance of x is equals to summation of xi square into pi minus summation of xi into pi bracket square. So here we already find the value 2.25 minus the value of this one is minus 0.05 square. So 2.25 minus the 0.025, and here so we get that is 2.2475. So this is the answer. So the remaining concept we will continue in the next lecture. Thank you.